N'ebe anyị ekenekwanụ m unu ọzọ n'ụbọchị nke taata. Asị m ka ụbọchị nke taata dị anyị na mma. Asị m ka nke echiri ya zelụ. Dịka o si dị, dịka unu na-esoro anyị n'ihe anyị na-eme n'ilu akwụkwọ na Eastern News 24 n'ụbọchị nke taata, anyị sị unu niile ya dịka echi na-eche ada agwụ agwụ. Anyị jikwara na-asị good morning, good afternoon, good night site n'ebe isi wee onye na-esoro anyị n'ụbọchị nke taa na ihe anyị na-eme. Dịka o si dị, before anyị aga n'elu, o nwere ya wetara unu gbasịta maka ya bụ ife na-eme n'obodo a n'ụbọchị nke taata. So ya bụ ife bụ anyị eti unu ya bụ ife anyị na-akpọkwa ya bụ evening tea. Yes, ka unu gee ya bụ ife ka unu nụ ka o si akpọtụ, maka ọ bụ na ya na-enye unu update maka ihe na-eme na ntọrọ dị iche iche na Igbo community and ebe dị iche iche dị agha. So onye mere anyị ji wesị ka tiri unu ya ka unu ga-ekwe n'ife na-eme n'obodo, ka unu mara ka unu si akwado maka ụna anyị anọ oge na-adịghị anya. All right, over to you.
Chance you even have at the moment. To make it worse, apart from being a luxury, you have to waste your time right now. Yesterday we were at the fueling station for well over 20 to 30 minutes because there was a very long queue, and it was not just in that particular fueling station. I saw pictures on social media. What is really going on? Is it time for abundance of suffering for Nigerians?
So I think, thank you. We must begin to, believe, and we must admit that the country is in a state of, total crisis. You understand? Not even total crisis, economic crisis. You understand? And for the government to redeem such crisis, there are some steps, drastic steps the government has to take. I mean the federal government now. You understand? It is very funny that at this point in time we find ourselves in this situation. It's a very displeasing, displeasurable situation where the people who are at the receiving end of this situation, of this economic downturn, are the masses. We must understand that I think the governments are not doing what they should do. They are not doing what they should do.
But what should they do right now? Because Nigerians need this. Nigerians need this panacea you're about providing.
Yeah, the first thing the government should do is that they should declare a state of emergency in the country. But what I mean by the declaring state of emergency is that I think the government parastatals have to, maybe they should just they should set them aside and recruit new people, maybe an ad hoc committee, maybe amongst the Nigerians.
As government
should come.
But we are backed by the 1999 Constitution as amended. There's no provision for
at this point in time. I know that there's no provision for such, but at this point in time, I think people who are there, they do not understand what to do anymore. You can see that. So I'm sorry to say, these people, we can see that they are confused. We have been on this matter for the past 3 months now. I'm talking about. I'm not even compare. I'm not bringing in the past administration. I'm focusing on this present government. We have been in this crisis, I think, since his 3rd month in office, and the same thing has continuously been said that this is what we want to do, and the thing is not working out. I think what the president should just do is that he should just, look for professors, not even professors now, people who are just ordinary members. They should bring them into the government committee, into the ministries. Let them also come in to pull the string. It seems that this government, the senators, the governors, or the House of, I think they don't know what they are doing any longer. You understand? You can't say that you are a governor, you are a senator of a particular constituency, you are House of Rep member of a particular place, and there is nothing you are doing to cushion the effect of this economic situation, glitches in your particular area or geographical, environment. So I just believe that the government should quickly. People are dying. We are just lucky to be here that we can talk to people, we can advise them. Even for my voice, you'll see that the economy is staying in my voice to show you that every one of us, we are receiving it. Look at it. It is awkward that a country, supposedly the giant of Africa, some people are now saying that the GI has left it. We are now ants of Africa. Because we can't easily meet up with some basic things, fundamental things that Nigeria should not be heard that we are still queuing for petrol. And we have been, this is a country that was once, acknowledged as a country of oil boom. We have had oil boom in the past. Today we now have oil. Should I call it
oil doom?
Oil doom. Thank you for that word. You understand? All of these things, I think, the Mr. And look at it again. It is very funny that comfortably, the president of the Senate, that is Godswill Akpabio, he said yesterday that he said it clearly yesterday in the news that 30 billion has been given to each of the governors to cushion the effect of this. Look, it is very outrageous.
Ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It is perplexing that we are in this situation in this country, and these governors are not saying anything. The only governor we can say that we are not supporting this governor. I'm not supporting this governor now. But the only governor that I believed he has validated the Senate president's statement is the governor of Niger.
Okay.
That is Bago.
Yeah.
Bago purchased over, I think, 500 caterpillars, for the farmland. You understand? All of these things, it has shown. But where is the governor going to see that fund to buy it? That is thank you, bulletproof. That is for the first batch. I said by him yesterday when he was, opening all of those things. You see that
the Lagos State governor too announced some incentives today.
Okay, maybe I've not seen that.
He had a press conference today, and he was, bringing back the 25%.
Why is it that it is after the Senate president made the announcement yesterday? That is when some governors, some of the governors are now coming out to show incentive. If the Senate president hasn't spoken, that this wouldn't have heard about anything. Even if there is fairness, if there is equity, and if there is transparency or accountability in all of these with these governors, they will have immediately received the 30 billion naira as alleged. They should have announced it to the people. The money is not their personal money.
It's not.
Firstly, the money is taxpayers. This is taxpayers' money that came together to forge a particular thing. So it's really ridiculous. So I believe that the governors, the president, the Senate, even the House of Assembly members, all of them, they have to come together and start doing something. Is it until this country totally fall apart? Is it until there is anarchy? Is it? Look at protests now everywhere now. This is what
I get your point, Mohammed. It's crystal clear. Let's just very quickly move to Laiwala, who is ready to make his debut. Now, hardship. That is like a way of life now in our society. It's not like culture, because culture is the way of life. But now in Nigeria, it looks like hardship is the way of life. Because you can barely find. Look at Mohammed. Said it, the economy is telling in his voice already. I don't know if the economy is telling in your appearance. It's almost everywhere. Hardship, it's everywhere right now. Even the big man that was putting on gen from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. now has reduced it to probably just 12 to 4. So that you can just sleep and wake up. And then it's something else. Those with 4 cars, 3 cars are putting madam together with the kids. Madam will drop the kids off now. People are practically trying to survive. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, it's just a pity that Nigerians have found ourselves in this kind of messy situation. Hardship. The funny thing is that when governments make policies, it is usually the common man that feels the impact of these policies. No matter which side it tilts on, and it is very easier said than done. Yes. Look at it from this angle. We have had a series of food crises for almost about 4-5 months now, and still running with no sight that it will soon end. And the prices of food items in the markets have skyrocketed, way beyond, an average Nigerian imagination. Sometimes in the past, they said Nigeria is the capital or the poverty capital of the world, and most of us came to the defense that we don't think it is possible. And I remember maybe a few weeks back, Bayo Ononuga, an aide to President Bola Tinubu, he declared that Nigeria is a poor country, so we should stop deceiving ourselves. So you can say that hardship has impacted our ways of lives. Our way of life, just like you said, like it has become a culture, it is becoming a norm in the Nigerian society. And unfortunately, unfortunately, you see government officials, earmarking social amounts. Or let me even start from the lawmakers, the Senate. Yes, the Senate, the reps, earmarking billions of naira for the purchase of bulletproof SUVs. Why people are still hungry? You can't go to the markets now and just feel like buying anything anyhow you like. So the hardship situation in Nigeria has curtailed our purchasing power. It has curtailed our mental the wide scope of our mental ability.
People can't think clearly. When you are not eating.
Just imagine that in this current situation that we have found ourselves now. Okay, let me use myself as a case study.
Please do.
I was in the bus maybe a few weeks back, and while I was still ruminating on my low budget and no shishi in my pockets, so somebody beside me started talking on things that he has experienced, family issues. He can't even send the kids to school, house rent, wahala, all those kind of things, which are supposed to be trivial issues in a sane society. But just like we already call ourselves like the giant of Africa, so now to me, I'll put the giant of Africa in quotes because it is now under contest. I remember when the Super Eagles lost the AFCON final, so many people went on Twitter and they were, just making jest actually. So they call us Super Eagles now. So they showed a picture of an eagle that had fallen on the ground. So they said eagle has fallen. So to me now the giant has now fallen, or is even falling.
Is the giant now a dwarf?
The giant is becoming a dwarf already. Yes, it's becoming a dwarf already. So the hardship has really impacted our lives in so many ways that are just pitiable to our situations. Yes.
Fuel scarcity, let me say artificial fuel scarcity is back. Queues are once again back at our filling stations. I mean, this is something that was meant to be a thing of the past due to the removal of fuel subsidy, meaning that if you bring it in, you sell it at whatever price. Let's also not forget that fuel subsidy is actually back. But let's talk about the queues. Now, if you want to come to the office, you have to bargain, you have to plan for the extra 45 minutes, 1 hour.
Proper schedule.
Yeah, exactly, so that you don't walk into some crisis. So, how tanker drivers are said to be the ones putting us in this unnecessary quagmire, but it's a quagmire all the same. The queues are back. How does it feel? The queues with expensive payments. Some persons have changed their meters, and it's now 1,000. So I saw 1,100 naira per liter. I saw it with my two eyes. 1,100 naira, 1,100 naira per liter, 1,100 naira per liter. Wow. Then you are buying as an exorbitant price. You are still staying on the queue, and there's sister cheap somewhere in between.
Yes. For the issue on fuel.
Yeah.
It's so sad that with the what's it called? The capacity of fuel that we have in Nigeria, we are still suffering from being able to have an easy access to these our natural resource. Long queues, number one, aside from the mental stress of it, it is a disgrace. It is a national disgrace on Nigeria and even our government. If you look at it this way, when President Bola Tinubu announced the removal of the fuel subsidy, yes, on his inauguration day, some people said probably the president didn't have good thoughts on this matter. However, I will opine that even though the government has some plans in place, just like he said that the money that the government has been paying to cushion this fuel importation and everything, that such money can be used to develop some other sectors of the economy. True, that's a fact, that's true. But however, the issue now lies in the trust of the people in the government.
Towards the government.
Yes. Because if it were to be true, if we had that basic belief in our government officials, that whatever they say they want to do, they do so, they carry them out diligently, I don't think this issue of first subsidy, the queues and everything will have even come up, And for the long queues that we are having now, it is just so, I probably don't even, I can't find a word to just describe this situation, because left to me, this oil that we are talking about, for God's sake, it is our natural resource, so we should be enjoying it, you know. So now you have people, you have so many petrol stations. Very soon now you see that some oil agencies in Nigeria now, they start going to some filling stations to lock them up because of exorbitant prices. So people are now at the free will of doing things of their choice. So they are left to do things as they like. So I think the government should just come in this regard.
All right, very quickly moving to the next topic, which is state policing. Remember that the solution to the Nigerian security crisis have been flagged, been given many names by different persons. Not one person or institution have come out to say, hey, the solution to the numerous problems facing us as regarding the security crisis is for state police to come on board. Of course, many persons have argued that the Nigerian police force is even not big enough to police 200 million people, and that we need state police to help the people out. Many persons have argued for and against state policing. Persons have said, hey, if you have state police in charge, what happens when there's an election in that state? What if the governors begin to use them as tyrants? What if the governors begin to impress their opinion upon them and they begin to do what they are not expected to do? I think many persons have argued for and against this subject matter, but those arguing for look like they are eventually having the upper hand, because recently the Nigerian president called a meeting of the governors and they agreed to bring about state police. The only problem is that the modalities set have not been properly agreed upon, and when these pluses and minuses are done, state policing will come to existence. Mohammed, state policing, for many years on, it has been argued about for and against, but it looks like this government wants to bring it on board. What do you think are going to be the disadvantages of state police?
Firstly, I will say that the Senate and the House of Rep, that they are coming together to sit on this matter, does not validate that they will approve it. If you look at state policing, its shortcomings are more than its advantages.
Really?
If you look at it very well. You know, there's one thing you have to understand about Nigerian politics, and Nigerian politics simply has touches of Machiavellianism. You know, by that I'm saying that these people, it is all about do or die to them. You understand? For instance, look at the antecedents of some state governors who are usually using the state apparatuses. By state apparatus, I'm talking about the military, you know, talking about the military, the soldiers, talking about the police, the police itself. Even as the federal government is still controlling the police, some of the state governors in the past have used them as a tool, you know, to disrupt election, not even ordinary election, to even fight against the opposition. You understand? All of these things, you know, we have to put them into consideration. Okay, let us run a share quickly. Look at Rivers State. Look at what happened to yesterday too. Let us leave Rivers State. Look at what happened to the national chairman of the Labour Party in Edo State yesterday. Look at the way he was manhandled. You know, I'm not saying that maybe because
it was dragged.
He was dragged. It is a shame that such a thing should happen to such figure. Truly, he might have done something bad. I don't know. But however,
it's not guilty.
However, there should be until it's being proven by a competent court of law. You understand? It doesn't even pronounced. Look at the way.
And even if he's guilty, he's not meant to be dragged on the ground.
Yeah.
For God's sake, and that is the Nigerian.
That is ridiculous and demeaning. You understand?
So
I'm saying that when we start having state policing, let us firstly, we have been, you know, clamoring for credible elections. By 2027, we won't have credible elections again. We have state. Not by then, we'll be clamoring for state elections, because by then there will be, you know, futuristically there will be havoc, you know, being rigged by some elements within the government. Even if the state governors, you know, do not have interest in using the police as a tool to fight against the opposition of people who have gone against them. There are some elements within the government, like the commissioners, you know, like the SSA and so on, who are power drunk. You understand? They could be using the state police as, you know, as a tool to achieve their own devilish aim and so on and so forth. I think even if the government is going to, even if you look at Sunday Idero, the former Inspector General of Police, he didn't. If you look at his interview with Arise TV News, I think Politics Today, he said it clearly that even the British or the Britain that we modeled our police after, they do not have the plan to move away from federal policing. You understand? What they are doing is that they are just ensuring that there are some rules, there are some rules and regulations, or there are some avenue that the governors in the country rather, can actually use the police for security purpose in this country. But I think for us to, he is not agreeing to the creation of this police, but he was submitting that the federal government should make some rules and regulations, or they should make some policies that will allow the governors to also use the state police, so to also use the federal police for some very important reasons. Reasons such as for insecurity we have now. In Lagos State, we have alarming rate of one chances now. It is going on very much in Lagos at the moment. So in that case, the governor can be granted that, okay, you can use the police, you can control them to help you, dampen or to help you surmount the security challenges in the state. But when you give these governors that power, straight away, even the federal government, the police will be used against the federal government, because by then it will not be state versus federal government in the courts. Whereby by then, when the federal government can no longer, direct or declare that veto power upon the state governor, it will not look as, it will not be. Is it because I've given
governors that don't allow opposition in local government elections?
That's what we're talking about. You understand? Automatically, you have given them power, to achieve.
Governors that don't give allocation to local.
You understand?
They just come.
So
take your own. That's what they do.
So the idea of state police is a facade. It is even something that I believe, to my own understanding and to my own, submission. It is not something that should be granted. But the federal government, the only thing I suggest that the federal government can do is that the federal government should make policies that will allow the state governors also use the police for important reasons such as fighting security challenges.
They do these things, though. They do them, but it's just not constitutional. But they do.
But I don't.
Police, when they come on ground, the whole governors host them. They are the beck and call of the governor.
But we must
they run
even.
Errands practically.
But there are some questions we have to even ask. We have state commissioner, right? We have commissioner of police in the state.
Yeah.
The reason why we have commissioner of police in the state is to ensure that the police are being used to do the needful in that particular state.
But it's not his boss.
I know it's not his boss, but
to the governor.
Yes, but the governor can call the commissioner of police in a matter that in a very bad situation to help them do something, and they listen.
If the governor calls the CP on a subject matter and the IG calls the CP on the same subject,
they will listen to the IGP very well.
Yeah.
So in that case, now, but however, what is the even before the governor should call the state police, the commissioner of police, he should also speak to the IGP, because the governor of the state does not have experience in security. You understand? He doesn't understand the security architecture of a particular, country or a particular terrain. So the IGP is an expert. If the governor can do it alone, he won't have SSA, he won't have this. You understand? The IGP is here. He will discuss with this what is happening, and he want to do this. And on the order of the IGP, in tandem with what you have given to the IGP, and he will call the commissioner of police. Oh yeah, this is what we want you to do. But the idea, you are not done handling the economic matters in your state. You are not done handling housing issues in your state. You are not done handling, SME, small scale business, and so on in your state. Yeah. Now you have been incurring more problems to your.
Some of them cannot even pay workers.
You understand?
Some of them have not even increased.
You understand? So
to the current minimum wage that we are saying.
So you see that this idea of
states are still owing salaries.
You understand? And you see that
this to bring on board new workers.
You see that the idea of the state policing is an agenda. You understand? It's an agenda.
Is it dead before on arrival?
It is, to me, it is dead on arrival. It is not. You can see, if you understand that if Nigeria want to go about, if they want to do anything, anything you see that it has become a news like this For instance, let us compare this to restructuring now. We want to restructure Nigeria. Today we have not restructured anything. So state policing, it just give it will be given here at the moment just to show that okay, we are listening to you. We are listening to your yearnings.
So you think it will not come to pass?
It will not come to pass.
You think so?
It is obvious that it will not come to pass.
The time you said something will not happen, it happened the following week.
This one is not going to be like that. It will be here again next Thursday. We'll see.
This is not a Drake-ish prediction.
No, wait and see.
Right.
It will not happen.
Over to you. What do you think are the advantages? I mean, of state police if it does come on board? Well, you are agreeing with Mohammed that it won't come on board. It won't see the light of the day.
Well, just like Mohammed had said, I will also agree with him on some instances. You know, the state policing, just like we have had reports on state policing, the advantages of the state policing system, that it will make the police, the operatives, the security operatives, move closer to the communities, you know, and it will ensure a swift response from these security operatives. However, I think the whole idea of the state police system dwells on the insecurity issue in the country. Probably there are some other, you know, personal something that's attached to it. I don't know, but for me, basically, it has come up because of the security challenges that we have faced in our country, and I think the state police system, to me, it shouldn't be implemented. Yes, rather I would suggest that the central police system that we have currently, that we are running currently, that this central police system should be restructured, you know, in ways to ameliorate the security challenges. You understand? Look at it from this way: if the number of police operatives that we have in Nigeria is low, why not recruit more?
I think we have about
15,000. And if you recruit more, there will be a consequence effect. And that effect is that you should be ready to pay more. So when you are ready to pay more, then you still see more applications coming in. We have so many people that are ready to serve Nigeria. You know, I get emotional sometimes when I watch Nigerian sports men or women that gain global recognition, just like Tobi Amusan then, when the national anthem was being recited after she got that world record, you know, she was crying, and I was in my mind, I was thinking like I was crying too, because in my mind I was like
so emotional.
Yes, I was emotional actually, because in my mind I was like, the feeling for you to represent your country,
that's big.
That's a very big feeling, you know, a very big opportunity. So I think people are really ready to better the security challenges in Nigeria. So the police system needs to be rejigged. It needs to be restructured. Imagine having a state police, just like you made an example that when there's a security situation in the state, the governor calls on the commissioner of police, the IGP calls on the commissioner of police. If per adventure the governor and the IGP have different perspectives on that subject matter, the CP will eventually be forced to listen to his boss, which is the IG.
That's his boss.
And that will kind of create an enmity between the state government and the police system. If there's a situation, maybe in election matters, because you know this is Nigeria, we need to just be frank with ourselves, and it is politics, just like it is played in every part of the world. You know, state governors have much owed on on the people that are serving in their states. So once the state police is implemented, I'm very sure the state governor will have a very good handhold on that police system.
Are you saying we should sacrifice? Are you saying we should sacrifice the security, the properties, safeguarding the lives and property of Nigerians on the altar of they will destroy state police, they will make it a mediocre association? Is that what you are saying? Are you saying
yes, I think
the lives of Nigerians and the security of the properties of Nigerians are not as important as what is going to become of the organization? Okay. So you are saying you don't see any good, you don't see the positives, you don't see, you know, the fact that Nigerian farmers can now go to farm if state police state policing does come on board. The fact that many people will now feel safe if state policing comes on board. The fact that many individuals, can sleep with their two eyes closed, something that is becoming a thing of the past now. As a security challenge continues to move on.
Normally, I cherish the lives and property of every Nigerian. You understand?
But you are saying state police.
But the thing is this. The state police system might become personalized. Politically, yes. Politically, it is a probability.
There's also a possibility.
Yes, there are positives. There are positive sides to it. But to me, it might become personalized politically, and that is why I have opined that the central police system should be empowered better than this. Give these security operatives better equipment. Better weapons. You see a police officer carrying a gun and it is tied to the rope that used to dry your clothes at home. You see a police officer. Yes, you see a police officer dressed haggardly on the street. The police system needs to be restructured. If it is better restructured, more hands will now be on deck to check the security situation of the country.
Very quickly now, Mohammed. You are against state policing. And you said it will not even happen. You've said it. This is the second prediction you are making on this show. The first one you got it completely, absolutely wrong. Now you have made another one. Now, many persons have likened state policing to Amotekun.
Yeah.
That was created by Southwest governors a few years ago. And many persons have said, look at how effective Amotekun is in combating crime. Look at how effective Amotekun is in rescuing kidnappers. Look at how effective Amotekun is in ensuring that farmers feel safe on their farmlands. Look at how effective Amotekun is in arresting erring herdsmen. Now, if Amotekun, that is only a baby, is already bringing out so many positives, why don't you think state police that will be around the country will have its positives as well?
Firstly, not even firstly now. But
many first.
Yeah. So we must understand that we cannot compare state policing to security outfits. I think they have different modus operandi. If you look at it very well. Amotekun, if you look at Amotekun Ibubiagu from the southeastern part of Nigeria,
before it was
ESN, Eastern Security. It was even the Eastern Security Network.
It is now banned.
It has been banned. You understand?
No longer in
existence, right?
Yeah.
So look at. I want to even bring their escapades when they were still in operation. If you look at their operation and look at Amotekun, you see that these people, they have also contributed to the security challenges in their respective states.
Wow.
You understand? There have been several news reported where Amotekun, also mistakenly killed someone, where they went to a place where some of them were using the Amotekun badge to stealing, where some of them have even fought against, where some of them were even arresting Yahoo boys. You understand? And if you look at Obibiagu and his ESN, they fought each other. One is from the IPOP, while the other is from the state governors of the southeast. All of these people, they were fighting, they fought themselves, you understand? Even some of them were even killing the indigenous people of the Igbo land, you understand? All of these things, and nobody was there to hold these people accountable to what they have done so far in the states. Look at Amotekun. After killing, they kill a young, I think they killed a particular person in the southwest, and I think maybe Kola, there was something in his name. It was killed on the basis that he's a Yahoo boy. What concerns Amotekun to Yahoo? You understand? So all of these things is to tell us that when the state governors are even managing something, there will be a lot of crises that will erupt from handling state policing. You understand? For instance, look at what do they need it for? In Lagos State, they have LNSBC, that is Lagos State Neighborhood Security. They have that. If you have that, why can't you provide them with necessary equipment. It's not a must they use gun.
The Lagos State guys only hold
Beating.
what's it
Kind
called
of
now?
beating sticks.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm saying that they do
Artistic.
not even need gun. There are some security equipment that can be used to foiling attacks. You understand? For instance, when it gets although they have their bulletproof, you understand? These people are around the community, and they can actually look at, for instance, they can even provide gun for them, but it can be licensed. You understand? It can be licensed because Amotekun they use gun, ESN they use gun. It can be licensed.
ESN is not.
Let me stop speaking about Ibubia Gurada. You understand? They used gun. Amotekun used
Dane guns.
and now they should give it to these people
Yes,
too.
the guns.
If that is, they should give it to them. If they can use, even they can actually use them local made gun. You understand? Even if not, they can give it to them so that they can actually. They are everywhere in the neighborhood. You understand? What do they need? What do they need the state policing for? You understand? They don't need state police any longer. If they have that, giving them state police now. How are they done paying those people? You were talking about them owing worker salary, doing this, doing that. You have this one already. You are not done using it. Look at the Amotekun that is in it. But Lagos State do not operate. Why?
Because of the neighborhood watch.
So in that case, what do we have to manage this phone? Manage them very well. Provide what they need for them. Give them good money, and see if these people will not work. For instance, look at the Amotekun. I doubt if their salary is up to 70,000 naira. If you are just entering into it.
I know that Amotekun are actually well paid. Amotekun officers are well paid.
Fantastic. Okay, look at it again.
Well paid is subjective. They are paid. I mean,
that is, they pay them regularly.
For the Nigerian economy, from at least for 2 or 3 states, I think they pay them well. They equip them well. Their uniforms, they don't have one uniform like police officers. They are more professional. Maybe because they are young, or maybe because they are new.
Even across the farm, they also have this thing again. Agbekoya Farmers Association and hunters. All of these people are there again to also, surmount, fight against, tackle insurgents matters across the south, across the state. And so even in they have Mietiala in the north. You understand? We also somehow provide security in the states. You understand? Focus on that one. Make them work for you. Look at what you can do to better them, and let the state police be like that. Just they can advocate for restructuring, like you have said. They should restructure it by providing what is needed or what are needed to these people to ensure that the state police, the federal police, live up to expectation in each state.
Yeah. But no to state police.
Not to state
it will even happen.
It won't.
It only exists in the figment of their
if the police if they later agree to it.
No, you said it won't happen.
I'm not saying if they later agree to it means that even maybe it will be coming together with restructuring Nigeria. Maybe by then.
All right, we have to move on to the next topic now. I think the most busy man in the Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency is the governor without a bank. Sorry, the governor without a state. I beg your pardon. The governor without a state, and that is the central bank governor himself. He has been up and doing from one policy to the other, from one policy to the other. Let me quickly ask you a question before we move into the topic. Mr. Emeka Dozo, I mean, you can see that this man is working. Perhaps we are not getting solutions yet. But the fact that you see circulars from the CBN almost on, there's virtually no
almost
week
on weekly basis
without
circulars
from the CBN adjusting this, trying that,
yes.
trying the, when someone is trying to just do it and this person is tearing the paper, adjusting the paper, cleaning the paper.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to get it right? Just one question before we move on to the topic.
Yes, I believe the CBN governor
will get it right.
Cardozo will get
Do you think he will get it right? Or we are just wasting our time and we'll just end up nowhere?
Right. I don't usually believe in using mosque or church mind in answering questions like this. You understand? We have to be honest. Let us look at
Mohammed, do you think he will get it right? The topic is still deep.
I know the topic is deep, but the question is a polar question. But at the same time, it doesn't allow to say yes or no. Something 2 or 3 sentences must follow before agreeing. You understand? But to me, I will just
start with the polar before you go in.
Okay. Yeah, I will reserve it when we go deep into the topic.
All right. The volatility of the Nigerian naira to dollar situation knows no end. in the last few days, we've moved from 1004 to 1005, from 1005 to 1006, and at a point we got as far as 1007 and even 1008 plus. Yesterday, Binance, the platform that is used to monitor what is going on there in the black market, suddenly started to have issues. Many persons were complaining online that the network was probably not good enough, and then later it was discovered that they had been authorized by the Nigerian government not to operate on that same level that they used to operate anymore. And in a couple of hours, the Naira started gaining. It went as low as 1,300 yesterday. Of course, as we speak, I don't know what it is right now, but earlier in the day, it went as far as 1,850 and even 1,900 at some point. The volatility of the Naira is on another level. Levels that it had never been before in the history of this country since 1960 when we got independence. Mohamed Lawal, like I said earlier, the CBN governor is playing all the cards he has on the table right now. He's playing all the cards. BDCs were arrested in Ibadan, I think in Abuja as well. The man is doing everything. Perhaps he's not getting it right. Not perhaps. He's probably not getting it right because we've not seen results yet. But he is showing the world that he is looking for a solution to the Naira. Somebody said, if we have so much importation going on, you can say, okay, perhaps that's the reason why, the whole thing is the way it is. But it looks like certain persons are buying to keep, buying to hold. Certain forces are controlling the market. What do you have to say about this entire topic? It's very big, it's very large, it's very deep.
To me, Nigeria is a simulation. It's a simulation. They come with different, theatrics. And this theatrics looks like we are under deception, under deception. So the question we should ask ourselves is that for how long has Mr. Cardoso be the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria?
A few months.
About 8 months, 9 months, After his 2 months in office, he's aware of the fall of Naira. As a CBN governor, there's one quality you have to possess, and it is the quality of what? Predictability. You understand? You must be able to predict that in some certain time there will be this problem. You understand? Like he said, amongst the appointees of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his work is the most difficult work.
Yeah.
He knows. You understand? He is telling us, he is validating that any mistake made by him, he should be held responsible for it. You understand? Automatically, you should admit that in that aspect, where the dollar, rose to 1,009, it means that if is one of the causes of that particular issue Nigerians are plunged into at the moment. You understand? So he was aware that when we ban Binance, the Naira will come down. Even I even saw Octa FX. You understand? It's one of the trading platform, the dollar trading platform, and some others. So for him to have known all of these things, governance is not all about what you are going to do in the next 7 months. It's all about I don't know why this word just run away. You have to be proactive. You understand? Proactiveness is very important or crucial
before it comes into fruition.
Yes. Look at it. Okay, look at it. What is happening in Nigeria now? I'm telling you, we are just enjoying the grace of God, the grace of the Lord.
We are this. You don't believe in Him.
There is it's an English word. When you look at it, Lord is in the English dictionary.
No, I know you are saying that you don't spiritualize economics.
Maybe you are bringing that in. But look at this problem. You understand? Look at it. This is what these people should have. They should be able to control of this. And again, there are some experts who have been complaining that why must we listen to IMF, WTO, and even politicians have said it that why must external influence, why must external, bodies, agencies be influencing our own economic decisions. It is very wrong. It is still, a subject to Nicolo.
So you are saying we should do away That's new colonialism. That's what we
Yeah,
should do away
not that we should do, not that we should do away with
with the
them.
Bretton Woods
We should
institutions,
delete them totally.
the Bretton
You
Woods
understand?
institutions, and their
Yeah,
policies.
of course. There's something we used to do before these people came in. You understand? Ali being, we are still subjected to our monarchical system of government.
Ndị be anyị daalụ niile n'okunu si wee na-esoyere anyị ihe na-eme n'elu akwụkwọ na Eastern News 24. Unu anụgonu ka ya bụ ife si wee gbata wee kwụrụ, asị anyị nụrụ si megide ya kọrọ nwanne ya. Unu fụ na Biafran Prime Minister kọwara ihe niile dịka o si wee dị dịka ige ya bụ ife ndị ama m na igere ya, gịnị ka ị nwere ike ikwu gbasịta maka ihe ndị a niile ọ rụtagasị aka dị iche iche n'elu akwụkwọ, gbasịta maka some questions a na-ajụ ya, and gbasịta maka ka o si wee zakwa na ya, kọwasịara ndị mmadụ na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ka bụ leader of indigenous people of Biafra. So ka ife nwere ike ikwu gbasịta maka ya bụ ife, dropara ya on the comment section below. Ọzọ dịka ịbịa bụ cheta na ya bụ Eastern News 24 ka emesịa.